afternoon. I want to bring you a strong advice. And this is not my creation. This is created by Swami Vivekananda. Some of you may be heard about him. Look at that. Have an idea. Make that idea your life, your dream. Breathe that idea. Let the brain, muscles, nerves, and all your body be filled with that idea. And put aside all other ideas. This is strong, hey? This is strong. This is the way for success. Just a comment, quick comment in here. At times, we are dogs that are carrying lots of bones. At times, we are carrying 3, 4, 5 bones, and we want to take care of the bones. At the end of the day, we will not take care of any one of them. So the advice here is one idea. Give your fullness to one idea. Reflections. My first reflection. What is the purpose of our lives? And I think as we talk about promoting change, as we talk about transformation, I think we need to give a step back and think, what is the purpose of our lives? Because at times we just live, but we don't know the purpose of our life. So I want to refresh your minds because it makes a lot of sense. Think about the purpose, why we exist. First, pleasing the Creator as we live. So as you live, you please the Creator. Now, if the Creator is the nature, please it. If the Creator is God Almighty, please Him. So, my Creator is God Almighty. Pleasing Him as I live is one purpose. Second purpose, adding value to the creation as we do things. As we work, as we wake up every day, as we run after the challenges that we have in a daily basis. Add value to the creation. This is the second purpose. Now, second reflection, and remember, these are introductory reflections. When do we feel that things need to change? This is another reflection. When do you attain the feeling that there is a need of a change? Here, when they don't lead to abundant life and peace. Remembering, refreshing our minds that as we were created, the idea was for us to have abundant life, for us to have peace. So when the things that are happening around us are not leading into abundant, neither peaceful life, we feel that there is a need of change. What type of person are you? Now think about you. Don't think about someone who's not in the room. Don't think about someone who was about to come, but didn't come. Don't think about the person who invited you for you to be here. Think about yourself. What type of person are you? I am proposing 3 types of person, or persons, or people. The linguists are going to light up a light. I won't say, Felisberto, that is not the way you say. This is plural. This is not singular. There's no singular plural at the same time. So you cannot say persons. You have to say people. There are times that it is allowed saying persons. Just a watcher and a complainer. Look at that. This is a venom. This is a venom. What type of person are you? A watcher and a complainer? Many of us are sat on a bench complaining and watching, not doing anything. Think about you. Is it the type of person that you are? If you are like that, it is a venom. And a venom, just think about a scorpion. Think about a snake. Think about a spider. A venom kills. And if you were like that, sat on a bench complaining and watching, you kill. Second type of person, good collaborator. It's not bad, it's already good. Good collaborator. Those, when they called, they come along, they join hands, they collaborate, and they take the things forward. Good collaborators. It's already good. Or you are a change maker. When I look to a change maker, I say it is even better. A change maker. You know, change produces resistance. Change produces resistance always. We know that these little, the stools here, they are here, and all of us are used of seeing them here, these stools. At the time when someone comes and moves and puts it somewhere else, we are going to feel strange and say, who took it from here? Why did he take it from here? Let him bring it back to the place where it was. Because change produces resistance always. But we have been called to be change makers. Because if the things remain the way they are, our lives will never be abundant, neither peaceful. Our lives will never be like that if we keep the things the way they are. There are two territories of change. The first territory of change is the world inside you. There's a writer called Augusto Cury, whom I read a lot. He says, youngsters this time, they know too much about the world around them, but they know less or even nothing about the world inside of them. This is the first territory that needs, when we say the two territories of change, first territory is the world inside of you. So as I speak, I am challenging you not to think about someone who's not here. Not to think, again, I'm repeating this, not to think about someone who's not here. I'm challenging you to think about yourself, because you are one of these territories. The second territory, the world around you, is another territory to be changed. And we will understand what is the impact when the world inside of you is changed. What is the impact that it will create in the world around you? But this is a second territory that needs to be changed. We need to change the inside. We need to change the inside. How you see yourself and your background. I was just sharing with you that I am from Villagrasa, right? I'm from Villagrasa. Villagrasa is not very well known neighborhood. It's not a neighborhood of privileges. Villagrasa is somewhere where you are barefoot, and you're playing soccer with the rags, with a ball of rags. You don't even have an official ball for you to play soccer. Villagrasa is a place where your schools are of mud, where you don't have not even doors or windows in your school. So it's not a privileged area. You don't feel like you're coming from Alta. You know what I'm saying? When we're talking about Wambu, you don't feel like you're coming from Alta, Rua 50 or something like that. No, you're coming from Villagrasa where no one knows. So how do you see yourself? How do you see your background? There are times that people look at you and tell you that you are not perfect, you're not a sex symbol, so you're not worthwhile. You don't serve for anything because your picture is not the picture that we were waiting for. This is me. Many of the times when I was looked at, people look at me and they take me for granted. You know why? Because I don't respond to the orders. I'm speaking about the world's orders. I don't respond to the orders. I should have been someone handsome, someone who's not like me, black, too black, someone who's not like me, with a head that is shaped somewhere, somehow. The world is not waiting for someone like me to be a change maker. But how do I see myself and how do I see my background? I'm from Villagras, I'm not a good shaped person. Do I have to stop? This is the challenge I'm bringing you. The way you see yourself and the way you see your background. The myths that you believe in. As Africans, I've got lots of myths. What are the myths that you believe in? There's a boy who was talking to me. He sells little black plastic bags for people who pass by and buy some fruit. And I had a breakage in my car and stopped. And he came to me, he started helping me, and we started a little conversation. And he told me, hey, you see, I've got my plot and I've planted some potatoes and some beans. And I said, wow, what is the size of your plot? He told me, well, my plot starts here and goes up there. I said, okay, so next year you are going to double it. He said, no. I said, why? Why aren't you going to double it? It is from here to there. But next year you need to progress. You need to develop. So you need to double it. He said, no. You see, Manu, here, if you've got a big plot, witchcraft is going to come and you are going to die the next day. This is what he told me. And I said, this is one of the factors of poverty in our country. So when we want to foster change, look at the myths that you believe in. Maybe you are believing to things that you shouldn't believe because they stop you from changing the world, from changing what you want to see. How do you relate with your culture? At times when you come with the language, with the food, with your dresses, you are kind of ashamed saying, I was in England one of these days and they said, everyone needs to come on cultural costume. And I was asking myself, what is the costume that I'm going to put on? Angola is very diversified. Should I come as a Chokwe? Should I come as Umbundu? Should I come as a Nyaneka? Should I come? How am I going to come and show up? But then, finally I had to pick one and I did it. But anyways, what I want to tell you guys is that one thing is traditions and witchcrafts. The other thing is culture. There's no people without culture, and we do have a culture. At times, we are ashamed of our culture. You don't speak Umbundu anymore. I was born in Wamba and I do speak Umbundu. So when you want to speak Umbundu, like if you speak Umbundu with some friends, they will say, oh, don't speak this language because this is shameful. It is not. How do you relate with your culture? What about your behavior? There are behaviors that you need to leave them away. You'd have to abandon some behaviors. So we are talking about what needs to change inside of us. There are behaviors that are destroying. There are behaviors that are not helping out. There are behaviors that are not taking us forward. But those behaviors are coming from you. A behavior is a way of doing something. Is an action. Something that you repeat, and we know you as someone who does that on a regular basis. Are your behaviors constructive or your behaviors are destructive? This is the challenge in here. Your priorities. There are people who took as priority being sat on the sofa, watching novels from morning to afternoon, and those are his priorities. There are people who took as priorities coming back from the activities that he's coming from, and he stands on a boulevard with his friends and playing what we call Naunteiritis, and he goes down till, what are your priorities? Maybe this is one thing that you have to change. I'm just listing up a couple of things, and this is not all. Just a couple of things that when we look at what needs to change inside of us, remember that I'm talking to you. How do I change? How do I start a change that I want to see? And I'm telling you, the first territory that needs to be changed is the territory inside you. That is the first territory. Your priorities are very important. Now, how to start a change? Look at that. The first one, by changing your attitudes, that will lead to changing your world. And I'm talking about things change when you change. If you don't change, things will never change. Things will remain the same. The first territory to be changed is the territory inside you. Your attitudes need to change. You know, I have evoluted. I have given a step forward from a complainer to a contributor. You understand me? From a complainer to a contributor. I was talking to my administrator, the municipality administrator, and I told him, I don't know if there is anyone who thinks more about Kwitu than me. And he was laughing. Ha ha ha. No, I'm administrator. I said, well, the fact that you are administrator doesn't mean that you think about Kwitu all the time. How many hours are you thinking about Kwitu? And I told him, I don't know if there's anyone who thinks more about Kwitu than me. Kwitu is going to become the most prosperous municipality in 100 years from now, and I am the responsible of sowing the seed. I am the responsible. I am doing my part, and this is huge. We need a change. You need to come over to see change. So, by becoming the change that you want to see in the world around. This is the second idea, my friend. This is another challenge. Look, you complain about people who are, you're driving in the town, and then there are the traffic lights, and then the traffic light is red, and then you look at the sides, and then you just drive through. It is red. You know what I'm saying? And you keep complaining when you see someone doing the same thing. So, how to start a change? If the first one is by changing your attitudes, the second one is by yourself becoming the change that you want to see in your country. You know what I'm saying? So, become the change that you want to see in your country. If you don't like the education that is being delivered, bring up a school. Bring up a school that is going to change the paradigm. If you don't like the way medical doctors are attending their patients, go send someone to school. If you don't have time anymore, send someone to school. Mind him. Build his mind and tell him that there is all of this that we call, there is no dignity. Bring dignity. If you feel that we need dignity, bring dignity. Thank you, my friend. By positioning yourself as a solution and not the problem anymore. There are times that we are part of the team that fosters problems. Will you be courageous enough to step away, to not belonging to that group anymore? There are decisions that you have to take today. Things will never change if you don't change. So you have to position yourself as a solution and not as the problem anymore. Thank you so much. God bless you.